Hybrid, electric, your normal combustion cars. Which one should you drive? We're going to break it down today. So we're going to talk about the advantages to having a combustion engine vehicle. So fuel is so easily accessible. There's around 8,400 fuel stations in the UK and it's pretty much instant. You put your fuel in your car and you drive away. Nice and easy. So combustion engine cars are normally a little bit cheaper with your hybrids and your electrics. Unfortunately, at the higher price point, you can find yourself a good deal on a combustion engine vehicle. So primarily out of your petrol and diesel vehicles, you can get a longer range. Like so with your electric vehicles especially, it can all depend on weather conditions and if you've got your heaters on and things like that. So that's one thing to keep in mind if range is important to you. So another disadvantage is fueling can cost more, depending obviously if you're doing a home charge with electric cars and how heavy your foot is. So yeah, that is another thing to take into account. So with your petrol and diesel cars, you are going to have to service them more regularly than what you would an electric car. Unfortunately, that's an annual cost, which is a lot higher than an electric car, and more moving parts, which means more things can go wrong. So onto hybrids next. So the best thing really about them is their fuel efficiency. So they've obviously got a little electric motor, which if you're doing small trips, you can just use that all the time, which means you're not spending any money on fuel. So with hybrids, you have the benefit of having an electric battery and also an engine, which means that you're not going to get range anxiety like you would in an electric vehicle. So depending on which hybrid you go for, there's actually no need to plug it into anywhere like you would an electric vehicle. So they're self-charging hybrids, which charge by themselves when you're driving on the road. So there is multiple types of hybrid vehicles. Obviously, you can get the plug-in ones, or you can get the self-charging ones, which is a massive advantage if you're not one for plugging a vehicle in. Just keep driving it, and it'll charge the battery by itself. So on to some of the negative points about hybrids. So they actually can be less fuel efficient than your normal combustion vehicles. If you're not making the most out of that electric battery, unfortunately, it's quite heavy, so which means it's going to drain more of your fuel. So two powertrains means more complexity. And also you're going to have the same maintenance costs as what you would in a combustion car. Bit different to its electric brother, which costs next to nothing. So onto electric vehicles now and their advantages. So real life data shows that electric vehicles are best for the planet. So you're doing your bit to save the world. So pre-owned electric vehicles are absolutely fantastic value for money. For example, look at this one. These deals just seem too good to be true. So with electric vehicles, one of the biggest things is their next to no maintenance costs. So for one, it's got the regenerative braking, so one, you're not going to go through brake pads too much, and it doesn't have the hundreds of moving parts like a combustion vehicle does. Main thing is the battery, and also if you're buying it from brand new, you get an 8-year warranty with it. So whilst there are some really good deals to be had on used electric vehicles, primarily brand new electric vehicles are quite expensive, and unfortunately they do depreciate in value quite quickly. So the main disadvantage to having an electric car is unfortunately the range anxiety. So depending on which one you get, you can get ones with really good ranges, but also some that don't have a fantastic range. So that is one thing to take in mind if you are worried about range anxiety. Hybrid, electrics, petrol, diesels, we have them all, any colour car. So if you are interested in any of the vehicles or have any other questions just regarding any of the types of vehicles that we've talked about today, do give us a call on 01226 574 410 or pop in to our dealership in Barnsley.